So, why did you give Mike permission to draw your Bigfoot Bill in his newest Monster Hunt comics?
I love helping Mike out as a fellow Christian. I've told him, burn every bridge you got, and if everything goes wrong, just fall back on your video game money. I mean, it's a simple plan that I've stuck to, and I don't know why he won't do it.
Yes, yes.
What the hell? That's just weird.
Yes, 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 yes.
You're the last person I want to talk about this movie with.
Oh, why? Because you don't want to get in your pajamas with me, Nasser?
That's sick.
Yes.
Mike, dance with your wife some more. Why you're like to me? You're like that clown with the red rooster, Mitch pencil neck Breitweiser. Why did he get a pretty wife? Why do you get a pretty wife? Where's my pretty wife?
And I go in there, and Mike is sitting there, leaned back in his chair with sunglasses on, and he goes, "You're in quite a pickle, aren't you, Ethan?"
Do that laugh again.
I can't. Yeah, I mean, it was something else. He's like, "You're in quite the pickle, aren't you, Ethan?"
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No, don't
Okay.
do that.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Liam Gray says, Doug, do you denounce Nasser?
No, there's no need to. Nasser does it himself every day.
No, folks, we're going to have a Saturday night slumber party massacre with Nasser. Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yes, it's going to be a massacre with Nasser. Saturday night slumber party.
Bring me Ethan and John. Bring them to me now.
Funds. There's active malicious spreading of lies. The Crown will be handling the issue. Conspire with Funds by HD and present me as a child predator. I interacted with a 14-year-old fan, sir. I took money from the campaign to pay for them, that I abuse animals.
Like Mike and Edwin like Mike.
In fact, you are gleefully graining your hands like some sort of Machiavellian supervillain at the idea that you may be able to run a defamation campaign on me.
Like Mike and Edwin like Mike.
So I should be a piece of shit that lies on the ground and just repeatedly gets kicks and is silent about it. I'm a victim. Beans and skin. Yeah, read it again. I know your big brain. Yeah, no, you pretend. You haven't even, you fucking idiot. You haven't even asked.
Funds.
Who wants to be saved by a woman? Women don't even want to be saved by women. Who wants to be saved by a woman? Women don't even want to be saved by women. You are a piece of human trash.
Like Mike and Edwin like Mike.
But I know who you are. You are a piece of human trash. Go fucking go.
Like Mike and Edwin like Mike.
DM.
I did not realize I was muted. I did not realize I was muted. So I'm just sitting here saying funds, and I'm muted, and you guys didn't hear me singing along. How are you guys doing tonight, guys? Afterlife with Nasser episode. What episode is this? 107. 107. And wow, I accidentally, when I went to the YouTube tab to check what episode it was, the sound was on, so I just heard myself blasting through my ears. Okay, the episode 107, Doug Tennapel, Gayops explained Malin Militia. Linkovich says, send the link to Cecil. I just did after I read that. Right after I read that, I sent it to Cecil. So we'll see if we can get Cecil to come by. I think this is going to be a pretty big stream, pretty crazy stream, important stream. Let me check in with the chat, see what's going on. Of course, you guys can buy my slasher books at that link. You guys could get Secret Comics Presents right there. You could get the Comicsgate Variety Fun Package, Super Asia Fun Toy on Indiegogo. There's the link to the Cyberfrog action figures. I backed it. Have you? It's super close to hitting that $400,000 goal. So check that out. You could get some shirts right here. There's a link to my Patreon. Hey, it's DA Talks. I was just about to shill for you. There's your channel.
Oh, what? What's up, guys?
How's it going, dude? How's your day going?
Dude, I actually just woke up like 2 hours ago. It was my first day off in a week, so it was great.
Oh, that's cool. So that's you just slept all day and then now you're here? That's all you did?
Well, when you put it like that, I feel oddly like killing myself.
That sounds like a very productive day, Dean.
No, well, I'm productive all week long. I get 1 day off a week. I'm exhausted, Nasser.
Loser. And anyways, going on, we got the link here for Ickyverse. I mean Vickyverse. That's her channel right there.
Fucking bitch.
Nah, I meant Ickyverse. And there's the DA and Vicky joint channel. You know it'd be funny, guys. The DA already has more subs than Icky and Vicky. It'd be funny if your channel and the joint channel both had more subs than Vicky.
That would be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
We should make that happen.
Yes, we should. Everybody sub to DA, sub to the joint channel. Check out Vicky's channel periodically, but don't sub.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Check it once a week. Amatrances, will Soy Rage be here? No.
Aw.
Wilberforce Wooster says, will Doug be here? To that, I say, I emailed him the link. We will see. Because, well, I guess we should we just get right into things, or should we wait for Vicky a little bit?
We should wait for Vicky.
We'll wait for Vicky. So I don't know Dean really, and he doesn't know me, so we're just going to procrastinate until Vicky shows up.
We know each other.
Hardly. We have nothing to talk about between the two of us.
What are you talking about? You remember that time when our mutual family member died in 9/11?
You remembered?
It was the plane driver.
Send Smeller the link too. I don't have a way of sending it to Smeller. Let me see. Kirby Carpenter says, hello, Nasser. Oh, look at this. We got Vickyverse here.
Hey, about that. Sorry,
hey, Vicky.
I was trying to keep the fan running as long as possible because it's like hotter than hell in my space. So sorry about that.
We appreciate the censoring, Icky. I don't know if you were listening, but I put you in the chat as Ickyverse.
Ickyverse, nice.
Sorry, it was a
you
mistake.
Weren't even watching? What a fake fan.
How could I watch? I was in the bathroom.
You have a
right. And so, guys, we've got a lot to talk about today, and we've got a very special guest here who's actually probably more stinky than special, but Doug is here to answer for himself.
Answer for himself? Why would you put it like that? I mean,
yeah, well, it's a little.
I don't know. How else should I put it? Doug, can you hear us?
Yeah.
He's like, unfortunately, I can hear all of you.
Can I have this room, please?
Doug, I can't hear you. Are you there?
Yeah,
you can't hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, now I heard you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I checked on my mic and it all worked.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's working. Fine.
Nasser's got to clean out his ears.
No, sorry. I think it was my end. I think I roboed for a second. But anyways, let me see what people in the chat are saying. Wooster says, hey, it's Doug. Checkpoint says, comb your hair.
Yeah, I did not shower today.
Okay.
I'm at a beach condo in San Diego on a family vacation.
Oh, nice.
So
you should fuck this stream, man.
That's what I'm saying. We go here every year for 30 years. This is where I met my wife. We bring our 4 kids here. We surf all day, eat Mexican food, because it's stuff that we can't get in Tennessee. So usually this is Comic-Con, the 2 weeks during Comic-Con, the last 2 weeks of July. So I zip down to Comic-Con and meet all my friends and all those people. Brian Shearer and I have cigars, or I meet Mike Miller, Gabe, my colorist, Billy Tucci, Brian Pulido, Mike Mignola, all those guys. I've been seeing them for like 30 years. So there's a lot of memories there. But now Comic-Con's dead.
Well, I had a timestamp pulled up here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I kind of wanted to play a couple things, Doug, and ask you about them because in this video here, this stream you were on with Well Read, you seem to mention that you like Liam Gray, you miss him, you wonder what he's up to, even though you're well aware that Liam Gray goes around calling me a pedo, fabricating all these disgusting things about me.
Wait. Hold on. Stop right there. How do you know I'm well aware of that, Nasser? That's quite a
because after me and everybody else called him out on it, you went around like, "Hey, Liam, I'll take you in. I see your the people in CG don't like you." That was why we don't like him.
Nasser,
I'm sure you're well aware of that.
Nasser, I did not know.
Yes, you did.
Nasser,
everybody talks about it.
Wait, okay. Now you're going to go into intent here. Okay, mind reader, how did you know that I knew? I'm a liar now. Just give your proof. How do you know that I know what Liam Gray, as if I pay attention to anything he or you have said for the last year?
Then how would you know people were upset at him?
Well, he did do the same thing to fan advocacy.
Yeah, I don't know anything, guys. I've been completely blocked out of CG. The only thing I saw was one guy sent me DA Talks' video, and I showed up on that stream. I didn't even know that Well Read User, who I'd talked to maybe a couple times on Twitter, I didn't know he was CG. I didn't know I was going into like a CG room with Smeeg, Peg, and all those guys. I didn't know any of those guys. He said, "Hey, do you want to come on and talk about Earthworm Jim 1 and 2? I go, "Sure." I'll go on. You know me. So I went on a show to talk, and they're doing all this. What did you think?
You said you don't know they're CG guys, but they were all around the Oz show. Like they were regular guests on there, and you yourself said you liked the Oz show, so you didn't know that?
Nasser, I'm 55 years old, and I have the attention span of about 15 minutes. You've got the wrong guy, buddy.
I didn't say anything about attention span. That would just be the
Well, go play Columbo with someone else, Nasser.
Regardless of like whether or not they're CG, I don't know. Like it's like I hit up Tim Lim to get him on with Well Read, and like they had a good time. Like
sure,
I'd any way to like promote. I mean, unless like it's like a stream like this where
it's a gang jump.
Oh,
it's not a gang jump. I just want to ask you questions.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Just don't. They're just questions. Sure.
You
started with telling me that I knew all about what Liam Gray said about you. Nasser, I don't follow everything Liam Gray says about you. I know that's a shocker.
Well, that's all he talks about is me.
Well, I don't watch him.
It's like every other time he does a stream, he has to call me a pedo for no reason at all. It's completely fabricated. And every time he does a stream, I have people tagging me in posts on Kiwi Farms or on Twitter, or people messaging me saying, "Did you see what Liam said about you? He said these disgusting things." And then you go around saying, "I like Liam. You're a fan of Liam. You miss Liam." How would you miss that if he says it every single stream?
Sure. And you took that as that I knew what he said about you and I was approving of it. So I'll straighten you out. I didn't know what he said about you. I personally know that you're not a pedo. I would never approve of someone calling you that. And I don't think it's right that Liam does that. So now that you know what I feel, what?
Well, all right. Well, I'll say thank you for that, but there's still
is there a tiny bit of remorse that you accuse me of different in your ignorance?
No.
Okay. Well,
no,
that's the kind of guy you are, buddy. If I walked around thinking you were calling me a pedo, and then I found out that you didn't, and I was going around saying, "Hey, Nasser called me a pedo," I'd go, "Wow, I'm sorry I accused you of that. That's a terrible thing to say to someone. You were doing this giant Columbo Quincy investigation." I'm dating myself about 40-year-old.
I loved Quincy. It made me.
I know, right? Jack Klugman.
Yeah.
Come on, people.
He made
I
wanted to live on a houseboat because of that.
It was murder. It was murder.
I do think that those two comparisons they are a little different. I can't understand the frustration, but I do also feel like there's been enough things about Liam that are like that anybody who like knows Liam knows about to where it's like
I mean, he struck Mike's channel for no reason. He struck Nasser. He struck, well,
he-
Testify.
he
You know,
fired what's her face after trying
I
to
don't know.
get-
Doug might not know about that because it was after
I'm
he
not
stopped
aware of
paying
any
attention to
guys.
TV.
I've blocked out CG and anti-CG from my entire feed. There's a couple of friends I still check in with, but in general, they
No,
know.
this was
not
all
to bring-
stuff. I mean, you were this happened, you know, quite some time. There's no way you didn't know that he had. I'm sorry. There's no way you didn't know that he had copyright struck Mike Miller's channel.
I'm good
SWC
friends-
Yeah,
I'm good
channel.
friends
You don't
with Mike
talk to
Miller.
Mike or Edwin, and that would
Right,
that
and
never
so-
came up.
Listen, I just had dinner and drinks with Mike 4 days ago. I had no idea, and I don't care. It's
I
like-
mean, did you not know that he got SWC Brothers channel completely taken down?
I did not know that. No,
Okay.
and I'm friends with the SW.
I have a hard time believing that though, because you were wanting to take Liam in. You were like, Liam, I see CG hates you now. I'm going to be your pal now. This was why everybody hated him. He struck like 4 channels.
Yeah, I don't.
Who else struck him? Mine
well,
included. He
you're
took me
mad
down
at
during
me.
the middle of a campaign, and you're like, Liam, I'll be your friend. I don't get why they hate you.
Yeah, Nasser, you assume that I live in this little world, and I don't. I live.
Then what
in
did you
this
know
world.
about Liam?
I live.
Then why
out
were you
in-
trying to be his friend?
I the same way that I'm friends with you or anybody else.
You're
I
not
don't
friends
care.
with me.
What's that?
I said you're not friends with me.
Nasser, we just now had like 100 text conversations for the last 3 days, and you're like, you were acting all friendly with me there, and you're like,
I wasn't acting friendly with you. I was arguing with you, and I guess we
thought
should
it was
give.
fine.
Nasser's
I-
just polite in arguing. That's all.
Yeah,
it
no,
is.
it's a normal.
in arguing.
I consider that normal conversation, Nasser. So I'm sorry I was wasting my time on you. I didn't realize you were setting up a giant hit piece jump.
This is not a hit piece jump. I really just wanted to ask you questions. John De La Rose in the chat, links in the green room if you want to get on, John, says, Doug is buddy with creeps like War Campaign, then feigns innocence. He's completely disingenuous. Yes, Doug, how come you said, oh, I have to leave CG, I can't be associated with any controversial groups, but then you buddy up with War Campaign?
Yeah,
that doesn't
was
make any
2 years
sense.
ago, Nasser. Get a life. Grow up. 2 years ago.
In December, you were on stream with them.
Yeah, I talked to Ro.
But doesn't that mean you lied saying you can't be associated with anybody controversial? Aren't they controversial?
I know. No, the lie wasn't that I said it. The lie was that Ethan said it.
What?
He always went out and told everyone what my true motives were and what all of my agenda was, and he never got it right. I'm not allowed
Then
to
explain it
reveal-
to us, because you said it yourself. I heard you say it, your own words, saying I can't be associated with any controversial groups. That's why I have to leave CG. But then you hang out with War Campaign. So explain that.
Yeah, that's very funny. The only thing that I'll say, because I can't give super specifics about the contract I signed, it is an NDA. What I can say is it is a general practice to not get involved with things that bring controversy, not controversy, but undermine or devalue a brand.
So doesn't War Campaign devalue that brand? Why would you hang around with them if you can't devalue the brand?
It very well could, but nothing devalues the brand as much as CG.
What?
I mean,
how are you trying to say CG is worse than War Campaign?
It's way worse. It's AIDS. It is War Camp. First of all, it is War Campaign.
Well, then doesn't that mean that going on with War Campaign is just
they were indiscernible from each other.
They aren't anymore. They haven't been for quite some time.
But back then, War Campaign was an operative wing of CG, and CG
Yes,
loved
you keep talking about CG. You keep talking about CG like it's the same ecosystem it was when we had Ro and Pan roaming around, throwing out dildo.
It may very well have moved on,
it's-
Vicky. It may very well have moved on, but I honestly don't know. I have not followed CG. Or Ro, even when I got on his show, it's not like I was watching his show every day. He invited me
You
on.
still know who he was, though. That doesn't change if you were keeping up with him or not.
Yeah, I have always had a pretty good relationship with Ro. Always.
You have low standards, then.
Well, I'm on your show. Nasser.
This is the best show in CG.
No,
Nasser,
Keen and I have the best show in CG.
if you're Nasser, if we're on YouTube, we're losing. Okay.
But like,
Okay.
I don't this like CG and War Campaign are the same, but like then you can't be on with CG or anything like that. But wouldn't associating with War Campaign mean the same exact thing by your logic?
It's entirely possible that it would be degrading the brand. I certainly would not do a lot of tying YouTube to CG or War Campaign. I mean, when I last talked to Roe, I can't reveal private conversations.
No,
that
I don't. Yeah.
I'm not asking.
I'm not asking you to either.
Yeah, I'm only saying that in general, I thought it wasn't some. You guys, this is the thing.
It was because it was this celebration of the end of Comicsgate, right? I mean, because that's what the stream was. It was the CG.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Yes, I thought it was funny. So it's not. I wasn't making some big statement, nor was I making a big statement about CG. My bigger problem with CG is it has nothing to do with comics. It's a YouTube fandom. If you dig it, then get in there. And I didn't dig it, so I got out. And I always thought it went against my values.
Yeah, well, it is a YouTube fandom that backs books to the tune.
Yeah, I see Ethan in the chat, my number one fan. My number one fan.
$6 to $7 million a year. I mean, that's not just a fandom.
I know that means a lot to a lot of creators. I think that's great. It's just it's not my thing. It's Ethan's thing.
I mean, well, actually, I wanted to ask you about this, and I feel what you just said kind of leans into it about you it not being your thing. On that Nick Rekieta stream with you and EVS,
should we pull up the video?
You're going back to
you guys.
No, just because it has to do with what you just said about not wanting to be
2 years, man.
Yeah,
get Ethan on.
The reason.
Ethan could come on if he wants to.
Yeah, I just want to pump your channel, buddy. Get Ethan on.
So I was just curious to ask because it seemed like I mean what you had stated on that stream was that you thought that they would help you fight the rainbow and instead they were part of the rainbow. But you also said the rainbow isn't necessarily gay people. But I'm curious, what is the rainbow? Because you started to get into it and then the subject moved really fast. So I was actually just curious about that.
If you look now what the rainbow is, it's been totally exposed now. I was fighting this thing forever, but now you realize the rainbow is a Marxist attack group, exactly like Black Lives Matter, exactly like CRT. It is part of the corporation with Burger King and every other corporation. And they are a formal attack group where they use division to cancel creators, particularly conservative creators. They've done it to Steven Crowder. They've done it to me. So when CG attacked Mike, exactly like an SJW.
CG didn't attack Mike.
They didn't attack Mike for saying pride is a sin.
War Campaign attacked Mike. That wasn't CG.
Ethan,
you guys can have
plenty of
War Campaign, but not all of CG. I mean, you can't just lump. The reason I had War Campaign on my ass for over a year was because I defended Mike, and and I was still, I'm still part of this Comicsgate ecosystem.
Hey, I was there with Mike when War Campaign was doing memes of he and I together with objects.
Yeah, but they're not controversial. You could still hang around them, right?
Yeah, I never said they weren't controversial. Now, so you're stuck on stupid. Get off it.
That's not stuck on stupid.
No,
you're conflating War Campaign and the rest of Comicsgate. There were people in Comicsgate who had no idea who War Campaign even were at the time. I mean, even back then, had no idea who they were. Not everybody, and that was, and I'll admit, for a brief period of time, I pretty much did the same thing.
Yeah.
But they're not, and
so everyone's
you can especially see that now that they're gone.
Hail Caesar!
Hail Comicsgate!
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
What the hell channel are you streaming from, Doug? Where are you right now? What is this YouTube channel so I can report it like I did the 6 other ones and get you kicked off?
Yeah.
I reported those too.
I'm so poisonous. They don't even let me have a YouTube channel anymore. This is just from my laptop on Nasser's channel.
Oh no,
I have no YouTube channel.
I disavow.
Oh, I see. We'll find you, Doug. Don't worry. We're working on it. We've got a lot of people, according to Comic Book Hut, we got a lot of people hunting you down, finding where you are.
I'm sure
you got to get revenge for the January 6th, whatever that was, insurrection.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Real life.
What did happen to you? What exactly did happen to you? Why did you decide suddenly to just become, was it the money, Doug? To suddenly become a full, because to me, I was like, I got to respect Doug for one thing, even though it probably isn't true. It's all about the books with Doug. It's all about the comics with Doug all the time. He said, I'm not here to become a YouTube celeb. That's not what we're here for. Yeah. How did it taste, though? It's pretty good, right?
It was a blast. I had a blast doing it.
Fun.
And I definitely, as you can see by my YouTube channel, I definitely separated my YouTube celeb from comics. It's not that there's a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I'm only saying that my own YouTube expedition was purely into politics, and it did very well.
What happened to your books? Did you get a lot of stuff done in the meantime? Where's Earthworm Jim 3? Because I mean, you usually kick these things out. So while you were working from December to now,
after Earthworm Jim 2, and the next book will be Bigfoot Bill 3, which I'm doing note cards on in the other room, and it's been a disaster, but I'm fixing it. I've been working on that book for a year, writing. This is like my 20th pass at the note cards, and until the story sticks, I can't go forward.
I'm looking forward to it.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either, Ethan. I hope I do you guys proud. I think you guys will dig it. It has to be huge. It's the 3rd book, or the first 2 are a waste.
It's the Return of the Jedi of Bigfoot Bill.
It has to.
The Jedi was away. He was away on an island somewhere, telling a bunch of old people that Trump actually had won the election and was going to certainly take office at some point. Yeah. Making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I didn't say. You guys said. You guys did say like I was repeating QAnon stuff. I never repeat QAnon stuff, and it's not.
Imagine
if you guys know conservative politics, there's a lot more people than just. It's half of America believes Trump won. It's not QAnon. I mean QAnon also, but it's irresponsible to say that I'm not touting. In fact, I hate those guys. They really spread a lot of dangerous lies.
I was seeing some of the same stuff on your channel that I was seeing on some of the QAnon accounts. So
there may be some overlap. I certainly had overlap in my audience with some QAnon people, but it was mostly, if you look at
Why do you think they were there, Doug? Why do you think
John Delarose? John Delarose knows QAnon. He watches all that stuff, I'm sure. So he'll be able to identify.
Get in here.
Come on in here, John.
John's like, I don't see the problem.
He's the
where is Comic Book Hut? Where is the Patriot Hut right now?
Oh man, these are all.
Someone give Patriot Hut the link.
It'd be great to get him in here to confront me personally about what I've done to Doug Tennapel.
You've been very nasty, EVS.
Reporting all of his shit, evidently.
There's a couple things here I want to read. Sauce says, Doug, do you really believe Ethan reported any or all of your channels?
I said before on that last stream, I don't believe he, and I told Hut personally, I don't believe he did it. Doesn't mean he didn't do it. I said, I don't believe he did it. I have no evidence. I have no reason to think that he's staying up all night reporting all my obscure
He's not
YouTube
on to us
channels.
yet, EVS. We still got him. He's not.
Yeah. I have had, Ethan,
plausible deniability for Hut. Oh, JDA, how are you?
Ethan, how you doing, my friend?
Good,
Hi,
brother.
John.
I am QAnon, and Doug is just repeating everything I'm posting on 4chan.
First of
on
all,
his channel.
fuck you, John. You call
knew it.
yes, your friend, and then you ignore me, you fucking asshole.
Well, Dean, I've asked you over at my house like 3
This is
times. And
not-
you haven't
yeah,
come
that's
yet.
true.
So,
I keep ignoring.
yeah. So I just give up because I'm not like an ex-girlfriend who
Hey,
has to
we're
hang
still
around.
friends. We're still
Yeah.
friends, John. I love
Okay.
you.
Bob Gable says, "Come back, Doug. Make Mike Miller cry again."
No, poor Mike.
Mike's doing good. He's a good guy.
Is he?
Yeah,
He
he
still got a
is.
house.
Sold to
We
the
have
earth,
a blast
just like you.
every year. Yeah, every year we get
You're
together.
cracking me up so bad.
Where is Cecil? I need
Oh my
Cecil in
God.
here.
God, no, not Cecil, please.
Yeah. You had me up until you said Cecil.
I know.
So Doug's like legitimately frightened of me. It's very funny.
Why?
Tell us about it, John.
I'm only semi-frightened of John because he did like super aggressively invite me out to drinks and said he was willing to come to my house or come to my hometown, and I'm like, dude,
I go to
don't
Nashville.
ever wanna-
I go to Nashville every year, Doug.
You
Bro,
invited
I
me
don't
out
ever-
to
I party
drinks.
there. I'm a big
I said,
party.
bro, I don't ever want to have drinks with you.
Oh,
He invited me out to drinks. It wasn't aggressive. It was just very seductively.
He's
Very
assertive.
seductive, Dean.
One of the
assertive.
things that Doug always says, though, is if I saw this person who I don't like, we could have a beer. So
Right.
that applies to everyone
Ethan?
except for John.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
Which is
that's
bizarre
true.
because
Ethan,
I've got good taste. I mean, you know,
Ethan,
I'm hitting the good
I would
spots.
have a drink with you. I would not have a drink.
How many
with
drinks
John.
am I going to have a drink with you, Doug, beforehand?
I might have to get you late in the
See, that's
evening.
the problem. I will have to be unconscious, not
Yeah,
realize that I'm in your presence, I think.
Most people I'm okay with, and John, I just draw a line at John.
Wow, yeah, I know. He got like really in tight with Ro Kabir, and then started libeling me a white supremacist. Started
Yeah, I was
kinda going
actually. I
at me.
wanted to ask
It's
about
fucking
this
bizarre.
now that you're here, JDA.
And I'm like, Doug,
what
I'm
is
not-
this
Doug, I'm
story
not
about,
white. Doug.
labeling JDA a racist, and maybe we can find some conflict resolution.
Yeah,
there.
I've been trying to I'm always a conflict resolution kind of guy, but when you get
Yeah.
stuck with that war campaign vibe, you know, you can't really do much about it.
There's Reagan Lodge. I had drinks with him too when we were here. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Reagan says, John De La Rose, what kind of drinks though? If it's IPA, I can't blame Doug for declining.
No, I'm
Yeah,
more
we
of
don't-
I'm
we
more
don't
of like
do-
a whiskey and cognac kind of person. So
So,
I don't really do beer.
So John, yeah, I mean, maybe you can just refresh the memory.
Sure.
Because you had commented on my video that Doug labeled you a racist.
Yeah, we went
let's-
back and
let's
forth
find some
because
conflict.
War
Let's
Campaign
find
was
some-
pushing
let's
that
be
on me for a long
specific.
time.
Can we be specific real quick?
Yeah, go
The
be specific.
conversation that I had with JDA, and this is 2 years ago, so this is ancient history. I don't really care, but
Would you like to apologize
He-
for that uncharitable thought about me?
I mean, it might
'Cause
be
I-
old, but John is still
I
very
just won a
hurt by it.
lawsuit.
I think Doug owes you an apology.
I think he does too because I just won a lawsuit, Doug, against WorldCon, who tried to libel me this also,
Yeah.
and they
This
had
is
to pay me
based
some
on
good
what-
money for that. So
this is based on what you said to me that you were an ethno-nationalist.
I did not say that. You said I was an ethno-nationalist. You and
I-
War Campaign said that shit.
Yeah, I can't find the email. I don't know, but I'm saying you were.
Well, you
and
got
it
that
was
many
with all
emails
the-
with John?
I
Like, you
said
guys
this is
were
exactly
sending
what I said.
emails
Well,
I said
we've
let's think
exchanged like
about this, Doug.
100 emails on this subject. So
Let's think about this, Doug. I would not be allowed in this quote ethno state. I am not pure enough for this. So why would I advocate for something I would not even be allowed? It doesn't
throw
even
you
make
right
sense.
out. If it were
I'd be
my
thrown right
ethno
out.
state,
I'm
this
just,
I'd be
guy's
gone.
Spanish. Get the fuck
I'm
out of
just-
here.
I'd be
Yeah,
done.
I'd
telling
get rid
you-
of Dean and Nasser too.
Well,
That's true.
hey. I
With the
right
can
reason.
go
I'm
into
just
hiding
telling
with
you
my
guys
skin.
how I remember it, and that's how I remember it.
So I mean, okay, so John, you would get thrown out, and we'd also
Correct.
throw some gays off of rooftops.
Correct.
While we're at it, you know, I think fair is fair. I think that's a good.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Is that Doug's ideal state?
Oh Jesus.
I don't think so.
Okay.
At least I would hope not.
I don't know.
Okay. So,
So,
I mean, it's safe to say
I would
that
like
we're
an
not going to
I would
find
like
some
an apology
conflict.
for that, and that's all I wanted this whole time. I don't
Resolution?
like when people have these awful SJW style opinions of me, and that's why I literally fought a battle against this convention and won. I won legally, And so, it'd be nice to have somebody who claims to be a Christian conservative have the back of another Christian conservative here.
Yeah, I won't do it because you're a Christian conservative, but I will say that if I got you wrong on the ethno-nationalist thing, then I owe you an apology.
If you did get him wrong, though,
you did 100%.
I've
never said that.
I'm not excluding
Are you a nationalist,
my
Doug?
memory that I have a pretty good memory of from 2 years ago, and I'm saying it really stuck out.
Were you an ethno-nationalist 2 years ago, but you're not now?
No, nothing's
Were
changed.
you never an ethno-nationalist?
No, I've been a nationalist, like just without the ethno
Have you
component.
wished that maybe you could be
You're a nationalist too. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get called this racist thing a lot just for saying that also. And when people want to twist things,
people call
me.
Yeah.
I'm a sensitive guy. I'm a Latin
He
lover.
calls me up crying every
You're like
night
a
before bed.
sociopath. What are you talking
Shut up,
about?
Ethan.
You are not a
No, he calls me every night crying, and then I have to like sing him to sleep. He is very sensitive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got him wrong too. And John, if I got you wrong, I apologize to you.
No, Ethan, you don't need to apologize. You're great.
Thanks, pal.
Everyone in the chat is demanding Mike. If somebody could send the link to Mike,
Could we not with Mike?
Okay, fair. I don't know. I want to give the people what they want.
All right.
The true people's champ.
I can text him.
I can ask the comic book hut if he wants to come on.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
do that.
I would like that.
Do it, please, John. That'd be great.
What's up, everybody? It's your host, the Patriot Cuck.
Let me ask him. He's a tough one to get. I can get him on my channel. But yeah.
So DA, I think earlier you started to ask about the Nick Rakita stream, and I suggested maybe I should share my screen and open up your video because the clip is in there. Did you guys want to do that, or did you just want to talk about it without
I
looking
don't
at the
care
clip?
either way. I'm just having fun here. I think we're mending bridges, Nasser. I think we're doing
all right.
Yeah,
Well,
and you know what I have to say about a stream from 2 years ago? What I just said.
Okay.
I thought you were just gonna stay quiet and
it's boring.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can understand.
We're good.
Well,
I don't know.
If you let lies just lie there for 2 years, then
then people go on misinformed.
Right.
And like,
it's not a good thing. No.
So
and that sort of thing, that sort of commentary where you brand somebody as racist can ruin careers, can ruin lives.
Right.
I mean, that's a big deal. That's why I had to sue this convention.
Sure, I hear your tacit threat of a lawsuit, and do what you got to do, John. It wouldn't surprise me.
Of course, come on. I'm just saying this is why I had to do this.
Yeah, because it's biblical to take a Christian brother to court.
But it's biblical for you to just call him racist for 2 years and say, "Oh, he's a Mexican white supremacist for 2 years."
Mexican white supremacist.
My memory of him was that he told me he was an ethno-nationalist.
He never
That is
did.
my
never said that.
I remember all this happening. John was on
I've
like
never
10
said that
streams
once.
saying no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago.
I mean, if we're being fair, right? Like, if it wasn't an email, like you stated, you could just look up ethno-nationalist in the search.
Right.
I
Just look
texted
that up.
Mike and he says,
Let me see what the comic book head says. Nothing yet. He hasn't
Unless
read it.
Doug just has unfathomable amounts of emails that say
all
ethno.
emails.
Let me look at it. Let me look at my emails with Doug. I don't think I have very many.
I don't care. Listen, Doug, I loved you. I wanted to help you. This is my final words to you. I really wanted to help you. I meant it. You hurt my feelings when you walked away and ignored, didn't say thank you to me. I know that has been played out to be a much bigger thing than it actually was. But your reasoning didn't sound sound to me. It sounded weaselly. I knew some stuff about your reasons for leaving Comicsgate that other people didn't know. And so I knew that none of this really made sense. I thought it was ingracious of you. And then to also go out of your way to try to turn people against me who I'd also spent a long time helping is weird. And then your reasons for doing that don't even make sense anymore because you're now hanging out with and sharing laughs with the same people who you used as an excuse to use Comicsgate.
Right.
You are an enormous hypocrite and a liar and a fraud. And that's really it. I mean, I did go out of my way to help you, and it was all done with the purest and best intentions. You asked for my help, and I wanted to give it to you.
Hold on.
So
there. friend.
Would you like to maybe we can solve this and you can thank EVS now for you know.
I would be glad to thank you, Ethan, for the help you gave me, and I do believe it came from a good place in your heart.
Of course it did. You can go back and watch those streams as I was defending you against Cecil and everyone else that was in there, having fun with you, saying you guys just don't understand. Doug's in real trouble. He needs our help. Yeah, he might have a few rough edges, but he's not an egotistical sociopathic maniac. I was wrong and they were right.
Conflict resolution.
That's what came out of this, is that I was fooled again. By somebody who didn't deserve my help or my grace, and then pretended to be a Christian all along. It was very, very upsetting. But you know what?
The fake Christian stuff. I don't think I have that coming, and that's.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Jesus Christ would organize 12 people
don't
to
bring
take
up his
down.
Name, you retard. Don't bring up his name.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, eat me.
Yeah, I don't know that Jesus Christ would go behind with Kabir and plot this whole like racist nonsense against another Christian either.
I don't think Jesus would say "eat me," except he did. He actually did say "eat me." So,
you can eat me too.
Doug, fuck you. You are a piece of shit. I got to go. Nasser, thank you.
Cheers, Ethan.
Bye.
Conflict resolution, guys.
Conflict resolution. Now, Ethan is he's hurt, and I'm hurt too, Doug. And that's you treated us not very well, and that's what it came down to. And I've tried to repair things because of that.
Yeah, you're a psychopath, John. John, lose my phone number.
I'm a psychopath.
Inviting me to drinks.
I haven't talked with you in like 2-3 years. So
again, like $10. He says this is fun. Thank you very much, Pete.
Which is it, Doug? I mean, you spout these things, but then you spout the exact opposite thing within 5 seconds. I haven't talked to War Campaign. I talk to Ro Kabir all the time. It's like, okay.
I mean, Ro Kabir was kind of like the guy that guided War Campaign. He's the
you want to talk about sociopathic sickos? You run D&D games with that guy. You want to talk about sociopathic sickos? You have somebody who's harassing the shit out of DA Talks here in Vicky, Preston Poulter. You're hanging out with him all the time. It's bullshit.
I love when people bring up all my sins. I dwell in it. Thank you, John.
Good.
Yes, I'm a terrible person. Okay, and you guys are holy. I got it.
You're correct.
I just think, John. I will not repeat. Now that I know that you take a new stand, that you're no longer an ethno-nationalist.
No, that's not what I said. I never have said that.
That's my memory of it, dude. Clear as day.
Then prove it.
Okay,
prove it.
Email, you could look it up.
I don't believe in bringing up and posting emails, or even I don't even keep track of this stuff.
I've got every email I've ever had with Doug. I've got
John. Go back and find our earliest conversations where we're talking about this subject, and you were. I don't want to bring up.
I've only emailed you one time via email. I asked you to draw a cover for me, and you didn't respond. That's what it
was. Before that, it was like 30 back and forth. It was in some kind of a private message, so I don't know if it was Twitter or if it was on some kind of a forum or something. I remember.
Pete Karen, thank you for $5. Says Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ha! Stop me if you can.
Just not a good taste.
Yeah, not a good take.
Oops.
Well, at least you got some money, Nasser.
Determined Sheepy, thank you for $5. Says Nasser is to blame for this peacekeeping operation failure. Support his books to be scared at night. Yes, you guys should back Secret Comics Presents. Let me share my screen and we'll take a look at it. I think we did get a backer since the stream started. So
this is the least skillful Nasser's ever been on a stream. He's usually shilling.
We did. We got another backer.
Shilled it all. Yeah.
I've been posting the links periodically. We're at $6,793.
Look at that CG money.
Hell yeah!
It's still money.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than the anti-CG money he didn't get.
Right. That's the thing about Doug. He would prefer you to be. Well, he would prefer me to be some obscure writer that doesn't get funded, can't afford to put books out. But you're doing such a good job because you're not getting the CG money. I mean, where's the logic in that? I don't understand, Doug. That's what I never understood about you. You're all like, how dare you go back to CG? At least they care about me. They want to support me, help me put out books. But you, on the other hand, you don't. You don't help people, and you actively told me not to do comics. One of the rare times I got on your channel and I was able to show this book here, Secret Comics Presents, the first time we launched it and it failed, I was on your stream trying to shill it, and during my shilling, you were like, I don't know why you're doing comics. I keep telling you not to do comics. You understand how that looks when you're trying to sell a book and you're telling the audience, I don't know why this guy's bothering me?
Yeah, I understand how you're trying to make it look, but the completed sentence is, I don't see why you'd make comics when you're a writer and you don't draw. You own 100% of it if you go into writing, and there's a better chance of doing books on demand and going through Kindle and succeeding as a writer than going through Comicsgate as an artist. Nasser, is the complete sentence, and you're misrepresenting me by me merely saying you should get out of comics. Do you realize
I'm just confused if Nasser wants to be doing comics, much the same way that you want to be doing comics, even though you're an artist and he's a writer, then he should be allowed, then berating Nasser over wanting to write comics seems a little.
Vicky, I didn't.
I mean, you made it. You yourself made it kind of sound that way. Nasser, why would you dare? Why are you making comics when you can be making books? Sounds a little.
I didn't cast it in that way, Vicky. I'm sorry.
You said that to me several times, Doug.
It's Nasser and I. Nasser and I have had 2 or 3 years of conversations of him wanting to be a writer like Stephen King, a horror writer. So I go, if that's your goal, then this is the way to do it. And I have friends who have done it, not be Stephen King, but be very successful in the independent publishing. So it's not, obviously I'm not saying.
You mean like me.
But he actually has like he has this business plan where he does comics. They help pay for his books so that he can put them up on Amazon. So it's not like, he's not writing books. He's writing every day. He posts every day.
Nasser's the fastest writer ever. He crushes it.
Yes. And he puts
it's amazing.
So which is like
I
more
am
than
envious of his work ethic, and I wish I could work that hard.
Look, you guys can totally argue with this system. I'm giving him the system that e-writers use all the time. It's not foolproof or bulletproof, but a whole lot of beginning writers, and I mean tens of thousands of them, do better than what he's doing on CG right now with comics. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he's
okay, but you've tried to make it sound to me before in private. You try to make it sound like, oh, you could just snap your fingers and suddenly you're selling 1 million books on Amazon without CG's help.
Yeah, that would be very weird if
I've sold more books on Amazon with CG's help than without it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is my best year ever on Amazon. I've sold 172 books so far this year on Amazon.
Can I get a hail?
Hail Caesar.
I don't hail.
Hail Caesar. Vicky, you got to do it. Come on.
Vicky, come on.
I don't hail.
Okay, what if somebody super chatted it and they said, Vicky, say Hail Caesar seductively?
I would read a super chat, but I'm not doing it.
Somebody send it.
Somebody super chat it.
Super chat it.
Right. But Vicky said it had to be $10 or higher.
Yeah, so we want somebody to send it. Okay, stop putting.
Yucky Gum says I did some art for Nasser. Follow me, and but he doesn't post a link to his Twitter. He just posts a link to the homepage of Twitter. Yucky Gum.
Yesterday's full. Yes, I am John Delarose, and thank you for checking out the book. I appreciate that. I got the proof in. It's ready to go now. Whoops, that's not my proof.
That's the wrong time, actually. Yeah, Mike, it's 4:34 right now.
Well, it's 6:34. Thank you, Pete Callan, for $10. You gotta say it, Vicky.
Oh gosh darn. Hail.
No. He wanted you to say it.
I gotta do it like, oh god, do I really have to? Hail.
Oh god, that's
I gave you a little Manny Summers in there too.
My penis retracted.
Good.
That's what just happened.
Thank God.
But okay, but here comes Mike to say Mark 836, blah blah blah, gaining the world, losing your soul, blah blah blah. Where is that in any of this? Like that doesn't make sense. Like we're on
the outs with mainstream culture, and Doug's actually the one trying to sneak in with Hollywood. So that's the deal.
How do you feel about that accusation, Doug? Maybe we can find more conflict resolution.
It came from John, so it's just it's like he threw a cup of glitter at me.
You mentioned the contract. Yeah, I have a contract. I can't do anything controversial. I mean,
Yeah,
you said
cares?
that. That comes from the mainstream industry.
Yeah,
nobody in our side
really
does shit like that.
I care.
Yeah, it's all two-faced with you, man. All two-faced.
Yeah.
I think
three-faced.
we're getting
Worse,
somewhere.
three-faced.
I think we are getting somewhere.
But going back to Mike, that just doesn't make any sense. Like I want to be an author and a comic book writer full time. Like that, does that suddenly mean, oh, you must lose your soul in order to do that? Does that mean you lost your soul, Mike, for the last 30 years because you've been a comic book artist? Like this doesn't make any sense if you're going to say.
Yeah,
and actually,
that's not.
Ethan has a Bible verse for us. He wants us to read.
Mark,
Exodus 8:2. If you refuse to let them go, I will send a plague of frogs on your whole country. And it's happening. It's happening.
Ooh, hell yes. We got to take a look at that. Actually, we're going to take a look at the action.
Young's
figures.
literal translation from Mark 8:36. For what shall it profit a man if he may gain the whole world and forfeit his life?
Right.
Which is much
do
different
anything
than
like that. So I don't know why
we have to
saying
kill Nasser. Okay, I get it.
Mike, what is that supposed to mean? It wouldn't make sense to you? How? Come on here and explain it then. Unblock me so I could send you the link, or one of you guys could send it to him. But there's the link.
Mike, I'm with you. Don't bother.
The comic book hut says he is busy watching the ball game and talking about it on his channel, The Baseball Hut. So if you are interested in the Mets,
I forgot about.
Imagine liking the Mets.
Go watch the Baseball
out of
Hut
all
right now.
teams.
Can we get
the Mets is a rough team to like.
Can we get a mod to post the Baseball Hut?
The Baseball Hut is it. So there you go.
Hut is
it takes a real fan to be a Mets fan.
But anyways,
that's
guys,
fair. That's fair.
Real quick, we got to take a look at this. 4 days left for the first wave of Cyberfrog action figures. I've backed this. I think you guys all should too. I can't wait to get this. I got the channel member exclusive one, which is really cool. It's, Cyberfrog's all bloody in it. But if you guys want to get this one, right here, this is the standard one, and then there's the 90s one. And there's a whole bunch of different ones you guys could get. I had the Swain on here. You could get the Vispiz. I think all of them are $195.
It's
the big wasp.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, no, you don't read comics, Steve.
Right. But yeah, so you guys can get all of these for $195. So you guys should check that out. Ethan's really close to getting funded here.
He's getting there. Fund it so I can make a video dunking on everybody else about this. Be great.
And 2 complete sets of 4 toys, 390. So yes, you should all get that. It's in the chat. It's also in the description. Comic Book says Miller gave up on Nasser's soul.
That's fair.
Ethan says Miller, that could be anything. Because Mike said, sorry, I'm doing something worth my time. See, that's the thing about Mike. Somebody pointed this out on Kiwi Farms once a few months ago, and it's always made me laugh that like anytime Mike says he's done with the drama, he's not paying attention to it. That's how you know he's absolutely 100% paying attention. So, Mike, I mean, you're here. Come on and talk about it, Mike. I mean, you
Mike, I will join you in making fun of Nasser. That sounds fun to me.
Like he comes in here throwing around quotes saying I'm gonna lose my soul, and then he doesn't want to come on and explain it. He's like, no, just never mind, you're not gonna get it. Maybe you don't have a way of explaining it because you know it's bullcrap.
Or maybe you never had a soul to begin with.
He's just joking. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe you never had a soul to begin with, Nasser. I think that's probably more likely.
If Nasser had chosen to go back to Comicsgate earlier than he did,
or if he decided to never leave.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have supported his decision. No offense, Nasser.
Okay.
But without, I mean, because we talked about it before when you were thinking about it, and we were all fairly supportive of your decision.
I suggested you did.
But the landscape had changed so much. And it seems that everybody who's left because of any harassment or all of the shit that happened to them because of War Campaign still see Comicsgate through that lens and still insist that all of us are that way. when
but Vicky,
when
don't
I
you
don't think that we are.
Vicky,
I mean,
don't you think it's a CG narrative just to blame everything on War Campaign and that CG is
No,
better?
You
no.
did the same thing with the whole left because of War Campaign, and now you're buddying up.
Doug loves to defend War Campaign's antics.
No, it's
right here.
It's not. I do not. After watching, watching Comicsgate fairly dispassionately, despite what some people may think, I
can relate.
It really was War Campaign, and
well, like
I wasn't harassed by people who weren't in War Campaign.
Correct.
I wasn't. Bestiality memes weren't made of me by people outside of War Campaign. So I think I have a pretty clear
And that's the deal. I
idea.
watched Nasser come back, and Nasser was like, I came back, you should come back. And it was for a while. And I watched, and I was tepid about it. And then, once it was clear that War Campaign was gone, they're not welcome back. They're not coming back. They're not going to be the ones causing this. They're the ones that planted that seed in Doug too. Doug was actually pretty nice and supportive before War Campaign got in his head that couldn't start calling me racist and
He
shit.
used to be tolerable.
It was sad. But once they were clear they were gone, I knew Comicsgate is a good spot, and I know it's a great movement in order to fight against all the bullshit that's going on with the SJW culture. And that's my goal at the end of the day. I want to take that on. And Ethan's actually doing a great job at providing a real alternative. So I want to be on board with that.
Is anyone in the audience still believing this garbage?
What do you mean believing this garbage? That's the truth. What part of it was garbage?
That's 100% the truth.
What a bullcrap AIDS-ridden cult you guys belong to.
Well, actually, I think Doug, I think that's kind of
funny.
Just ingenuous. Like you had no problem with what you now call a cult. In fact, you wanted the cult to fight your fight against the rainbow. You wanted them to fight for you, but it just kind of seems like once they wouldn't do what you wanted, all of a sudden the quote unquote cult is problematic.
No, they don't reveal their true colors until you disagree with the cult.
I disagree with them all the time. I have a show where I shit on people in comics.
We shit on Comicsgate
left and right. I think
we shit on Comicsgate every
Vicky will give me dumb reacts on Kiwi Farms every day.
I mean, literally, that is
everything.
All Dean and I do is shit on Comicsgate. And we're still here. We have Comicsgaters and anti-Comicsgate in our chat. I'm friendly with some
very friendly
Comicsgate creators, and I'm not even And so
I don't have Comicsgate or anti-Comicsgate. I have a few individuals. Some are, very few are Comicsgate, and some of them are anti-Comicsgate, and most people I just steer clear.
Okay, I want to read some of the chat because you guys are cracking me up. Because Mike said he was doing stuff that was too important to come on. So Gable says Mike is busy researching another YouTuber to attach himself to. Pete Callan says Miller filming his wife's dance routine from his closet. Giga says Mike is trying to get another shot for free.
All right, I actually got to fly to LA, so
come on.
I know I gotta hop on a flight. So good chatting with you all. Everybody, please back my book Days Volt. It's beautiful Christian art that Doug really approves of, and so if you want that sort of real deal with the real message and the real fun and the real comics like used to get back in the 1970s with Conan, this is the book for you. So thank you everybody who supported so far, and hail Comicsgate, and I love you, Vicky and Dean and Nasser.
Love you
and
too,
Doug,
brother.
Doug, if you want to apologize for the shit, we'll be cool. I'm always a forgiving dude, I'm always down with
you
all
should
this,
forgive anyways, like a good Christian.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah, I definitely owe you an apology if I got you wrong. Okay, that's if I I could very well have remembered a conversation we had. It's pretty clear in my head. I have a hard time apologizing for stuff that is that clear, but I don't I don't ever want to hang that on you if that's not you, and I'm sorry.
Well, thank you very much. And that'll be it. I won't have a problem with you.
Yeah, and I won't
That's
bring that up ever again, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Doug.
Conflict.
Cool.
We actually hit some conflict.
I'm always down to
resolution.
conflict resolve things.
Everybody,
Always,
please
100%.
subscribe. This is a healing stream, a stream of healing. Everybody subscribe if you want more healing, or if you don't want more healing, because this is probably the only time that's happening in this stream.
Right. And don't just subscribe to me. I got the link for DA and Vicky and their joint channels, all down in the description. All 3 of their channels. They each have a channel, and then they have a joint channel. It's all down in the description. Smiller says any other YouTuber would be better to attach myself to than EVS. And then Ethan says, Smiller, I'm the only one who can convince people to buy your books, though. You need me. That's straight facts, though.
Yeah,
Mike can't argue.
Mike Mueller is really good. He works hard. He draws books all the time, and what CG proved, and Nasser, you and I have had this conversation before, that you're one kind of writer before you go to CG, and say you're working really hard and you can't get any heat, and then you join CG, and they tell the audience, go buy this book, and the book blows up, and then you leave CG, and then you're the same writer though, and then CG says, don't buy this book, and then no one buys the book, and then you go back into CG, which is your exact history, and then so you get $6,000, $7,000 on your next book. It has nothing to do with your merit, your meritocracy.
No, it has to do with how you market yourself. I mean, look, it's not as simple as just leaving, because you could just leave without so much drama going on. But when I left, there was a bunch of stuff I didn't handle properly, like Donald stealing Brutus. I was sort of quiet about it. I didn't expose him. I didn't, release all the DMs, and Donald got to say things happened a certain way, and people believed him. And I was bitter about that. I was angry about that because people believed him, and I didn't stick up for myself, which was something you told me not to do. You told me don't tell people about all the Donald stuff. You said don't make those messages public, and I listened to you.
Do not, never anything that's between people when they're having a private conversation.
Yeah, even when you're going to get your book stolen from you.
It is soy to put it out in public. I just don't think that's
well,
just.
I mean, I would disagree. Like when a narrative goes like misleading people, like you have to you can't just let everybody believe in what's not true. You don't get to hide behind, well, that was a private conversation, because it not only does it look like you're trying to mislead people, I mean, that's exactly what's going on. You can't hide behind a private conversation. People shouldn't know the truth. I'd
rather allow people, and people do, they say all the lies about me, and I don't reveal personal contacts with people.
Well, that's just dumb. That's that, and you can't expect Nasser to also be dumb.
It's a gentleman keeps secrets.
That's
not
at all what happened.
Men don't let their audience be misled. That's what it really is.
You don't let people be told about it, Doug. You knew what was happening with Donald stealing from me, and you told me, "Oh, just don't talk about it. Just do this, do that." And you were trying to give me advice, and it was the worst advice because it let Donald get the upper hand. He got to convince people things were a certain way, and I had no say in it. And it took me a while before I finally exposed him and what happened. And it really damaged my reputation. And there were some other things, too, that I didn't handle the best. I got into some useless, pointless fights. That was on me. I can't put that on you. But you did do a lot of damage to me, telling me to do certain things that were just awful. It was awful advice. It was hideous.
It's not an easy. I'm not proposing an easy way. It's not the easy way. It is the hard way, but it's the right way to do things.
So it was the right thing to just let Donald steal my book from me, steal all that money from me.
You know, I believe my counsel to you was that if it was about a split ownership, that it was going to likely be a dead license. If you had to, if you kept it split and tried to hold on to your half, it was dead. that if it's split between you two and you were trying to do a buyout or something, and I was trying to encourage you just to go and create something new, which I think led into your.
I was always creating something new.
Yeah, so it's always better just to go with the new thing than to try and hold on to something that is with a partner who doesn't want to be in the partnership anymore.
It's not as simple as just being with a partner who doesn't want to be in that partnership. He took my name off the book. Well, it's still on the book, but not credited properly. I'm the writer of that book. Yeah. He put me down as co-plotter. We didn't plot it. I wrote it.
And he literally stole thousands of dollars from Nasser. I mean, that alone should be, that's much bigger than worrying about what happens to the IP down the road. Right.
To me, it's more about how productive you are with your life as far as a creator goes. You can go in and be involved in lawsuits and endless these arguments.
Okay. Well, that's
when you're a young man who has student loans to pay off and trying to get a job during COVID, that few $1,000s makes all the difference in the world. That's fine. That's more important than what's going to happen a few years down.
Well, and I'm just one guy's
immediacy.
Advice. I'm just one guy's advice, and obviously I'm not strong-arming Nasser. I don't have any power over him, but I'm one guy's opinion. When he comes to me, asks my opinion, I give him my opinion. He doesn't have to follow it. If it's terrible advice, don't follow it.
Here's my thoughts on it, Bob Cable. I think
resolution.
I think Cecil's Dirtwork Doug comic is beneath the pale. I think it's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
and never should have. And
is it going to ever get done?
Encouraged.
What?
Is it going to get done?
I guess so.
I don't know. Donald's drawing it.
Oh,
no,
so
Or drawing the main book.
No,
Donald's drawing the main book, so who knows?
Somebody else is drawing
it. Has the mark of that CG quality we've come to expect.
Yeah, I don't find Cecil amusing.
Yeah, and in 3 years, Nasser, I've never once reached out to you. In 3 years, it's been you texting me or emailing me.
Didn't you just call him
reaching
your
out to me
at the
on
beginning?
Twitter?
Right.
You just called him your friend at the beginning. That sounds like Nasser's a good friend.
DA, I didn't say he wasn't my friend.
No, I said, no, that's not what I said. I said, didn't you just call him your friend at the beginning? It sounds like Nasser's a really good friend.
The way he's treating me now, no, he's not a friend. I'm going to block him again. But Nasser, my point is, for someone whom you've always thought gave bad advice, you never have a problem with reaching out to me for the past 3 years, anytime you have a question or there's trouble or there's a problem. So who's worse, the guy that gives the bad advice or the guy that goes back to him, starting conversations for 3 years?
I think Nasser was just trying to be a good friend.
Well,
I reached out to a lot of people over the last 3 years. It's not just you.
Nasser, who reaches out to who between us for 3 years?
Why are you trying to bring up private conversations, though, Doug? No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I was asking you a question, I'd ask you. I was asking Nasser.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
you reached out to me plenty of times. I don't understand what this point is.
My point is, why, if I give terrible advice, do you keep reaching out to me?
Well, first of all, I don't keep reaching out to you. I asked for advice specifically on the Brutus situation because you're somebody that you always brag about. I had this game, I had this show, this guy. You're like, oh, Tommy Source Rex, that got sold for $1 million.
Yeah, you know what, Nasser? It's not bragging if it's true.
Okay, but I'm saying you bring it up all the time. That's bragging. It's true, but you bring it up all the time.
There's Ethan. So all of Doug's friends are worse than Doug. I hope he gets an action figure, which I did when I was 27 years old. Those are real accomplishments. It's not bragging.
Action figures have always been made out of the characters he's drawn and based on his books he did at DC. But anyways, the point is, you always say Tommy Source Rex sold for $1 million. You always say Gear got turned into Cat Scratch at Nickelodeon. You always talk about this and that. And so that's why you have so much experience dealing with IP and lawyers and legal stuff. That's why I reached out to you. And instead of good advice, you gave me awful advice. Now, I didn't know it at the time. It was awful advice because I couldn't see into the future. And if I could, I wouldn't have listened to you.
Yeah, but now that you see perfectly, you can look in the past now, you'd say, that guy gives terrible advice. I'll never reach out to him again, right?
I think that's what he's saying right now, personally.
That's I just want to hear from Nasser, right?
Yes, I'm not reaching out to you anymore. Like,
okay, I just want to be
which
clear.
also comes because you blocked me over the most completely soy-based reason, which I've talked about before, but I don't think me and you ever discussed it. But it was back in November. I had a stream on November 1st. I was promoting this Indiegogo called Otis Stein, and then Ethan and Malin came on the stream, and we just hashed things out. We were like, yeah, why don't we just be cool again? Yeah. And you called me up the very next day, and you leave me a voicemail like, hey, Nasser, it's Doug. I'm just calling to say I blocked you after watching that stream. And then I called you back after getting that voicemail. I'm like, what's going on? And you're like, they called me Dirtworm and you didn't say anything. Even though you completely skip over, we're on that stream. They said, I think it was Malin said something like, we're going to need you to make fun of Smiller and Doug. And I said, I don't want to make fun of Smiller. I don't want to make fun of Doug. I don't want to make fun of Tim Lim. I don't want to have any fights with anybody. And you skip over all of that. And you're like, how dare you not defend me for saying Dirtworm?
Yeah, I can tell you didn't want to make fun of me. The way that I put it was because you reached out to me and said that you really want to go back and kiss the ring. And I said, I thought
never told you I'm going to kiss the ring. I only ever said that to Ethan.
You literally said it on that stream. And I said, Nasser, I thought you wanted to be a writer and make it on your own, is what you told me 3 days before. And I said, if that's the way you're going to do it, then I have no more interaction with you because you want to go and do the CG thing. So that's up to you. And when I
not how it went down. Twitter, you were furious.
Yeah,
and the kiss the ring thing. Oh, go on.
Yeah, do I look furious? When I blocked you on Twitter, I just didn't want to block you and have you go, well, what was that for? So I called you and left a message saying, just so you know,
I would have known if you blocked me. I don't go to people's Twitters checking if I'm blocked or not.
I didn't know, Nasser. I didn't know.
But
so wait, I'm actually just curious. Wait, so what was the reason you blocked Nasser? I just that's always been confusing to me. Just because there's
it
so many
plays into a previous conversation that we had over text where he was saying, I can't make money, basically saying that he stunk as a writer.
Oh, that was months before.
He really needed CG. And he said it was, I don't know what friend he was talking about. He said another friend was telling him.
It was my friend Andrew. I was talking to my friend Andrew and I was talking about everything.
And you said he said you really need to join CG to make it. And
yes, because me and my friend Andrew, Andrew knows about everything that happened with me and CG in depth, like more than anybody ever. Andrew knows about all this stuff. He could be on here and tell it in detail for me. That's how much he knows about all this stuff. And me and him had a long talk and we talked it out. And this is sometime in 2020 before Ethan came on my stream. It was months before that.
Okay, and Nasser, you're getting into a lot of detail there.
I'm just saying. Okay, I'll get right to the point. So, me and Andrew thought it would be best if I returned to CG, and I was nervous about it. And I brought it up to Doug, and Doug told me that was a bad idea. And so I didn't do it, but I did it months later.
Yeah, I gave you my opinion, and I still stick to it that great writers and great artists, you don't need a single, when you put your credibility and your success in the hands of a YouTube channel that frankly has bodies strewn all over the path of people who've either had their career attacked or been abandoned, or for whatever reason it didn't work out. I still tell all those people who are succeeding just fine outside of CG, you still need to write and draw and take responsibility for your own career, because you know who makes it in comics outside of CG? Every single person who's ever made it in comics and writing.
The comic companies are all
that
dying.
Don't make it. But like I do want to just, because I think I could have sworn I remembered. So it's specifically because Nasser felt he needed CG. But I think I remember seeing a statement from you where it's because you block all CG out of your life. So
I
I'm just
definitely 100% block all CG and most There's a couple of CG guys that I haven't blocked. I don't believe I've blocked my friend Fresher Luke or some guys that are kind of on the outskirts, but hardcore guys, because they're just, all they want to do is attack my career. And
no, I get you. But then how do you explain, like, at that, right around that same time, you were also going on the Oz show to get Oz to promote your books. So I just like
DA, have you watched those shows?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Did you see what I was actually doing is I was using them to keep me company while I drew Earthworm Jim pages. I had to spend like 8 hours at the table. So I would just turn on the stream. And if he put the link out to the audience, I would click on it and come in.
No, I get you. I know.
So you went on a
I'm not attacking you for going on Oz. Like, I found
I was mostly just because he had like a bizarre, raucous car wreck of people. And it really kept me entertained while I drew. It wasn't like I'm not suddenly CG complicit or anything. I thought the like Berserk Guts and Mecca came on and Ricey and Testify. And I just thought, this is like a madhouse. And when I draw, I actually feel it's really easy for me to draw around noise. I have 4 kids, and when they're going to school, I usually go on streams. I also go to a honky tonk by my house called, I'm not going to give the name of it, but it's like this dirt bar where it's really loud. And I really have a good time inking when there's noise all around me. I don't like inking in a quiet room.
No, Mike, I understand what you're saying, but I do remember the stream specifically where Doug, because Oz asked Doug, hey, what's up with you being cool with the SWC brothers and giving them art? And then Doug explained the inner workings of that and offered a similar arrangement to Oz. That's what I was stating.
Yeah, and I am friends with the SWC.
Yeah,
guy.
I love Thomas.
I just
Thomas and Patrick are,
That's all. It's weird because it seems like today, like everyone demands this, like I'm making some endorsement of everything Ro's about if I have a normal human conversation with Ro.
Oh, I don't think that. I just think that the statements of CG, the statements you've made about CG are hypocritical when you have those conversations with Ro. I don't think that you endorse everything that War Campaign does or did, but if you're willing to say the things you say about CG, well, then I find it hypocritical when you're willing to go on with War Campaign.
Yeah, but
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't do this guilt by association.
I just think you're overplaying the comment that I left CG just because I'm afraid of associating the brand with blah blah, which Ethan does. It's really, I think most people in CG.
I never made that statement.
I really think most people in CG, I don't like them. I'm not into them. I don't think they're into comics. I don't think it's a comics-driven movement. I think it's about...
Well, hold on. So Sauce says, why wouldn't you want the CG fans? That's a great question.
Sauce, I have a ton of CG fans.
Then why do you say you block everyone that's CG?
I block everyone who's vocal about CG all the time.
So what if you have a fan that's vocal about CG, but they're like, you know what? I still like Doug. I want to back his books. Why would you block them?
If they were in my chat all the time saying CG did this, CG did that, I block them all the time and they still buy my books and I don't care. I'm fine with it. Because they like me, or not like me, no one likes me. They like my books and my stories or find value in reselling them or whatever, and I'm fine with that.
That I don't think that answers.
I know that's baffling to CG,
but why wouldn't you want CG fans? Like why wouldn't you want them? Why are you gonna like police the customers? Like, why is it your business if they're CG or not? If they're vocal about CG or not? Why do you gotta block them? Can't you just mute the word comics again on Twitter and just never see it? Wouldn't that be a lot better?
If I knew how to do that, I would. I in general in my feed, if people were going like, did you see what Liam Gray said? It's just like, it might be a mute. I might mute him. I can't remember if I mute him or block him, but in general, they get out of my feed. My feed is 100% cleaned up.
Mike says that's not fair, Doug. You know Nasser isn't a great writer. Well, Mike, Mike. I want to say this to Mike. Mike, I guarantee you, one day no one will know who you are, but they will remember me.
Oh, that's a
gauntlet.
I guarantee it.
What a great world this is that we're living in right here.
It's the dark timeline.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Ethan says 250 something slamming a 23-year-old indie author. Boom. Well done, Smiller and Tennapel.
Well, is he talking about himself when he slammed you, Nasser? Is that what he's talking about? The 50?
He didn't. He did. Me and Ethan had some misunderstandings, sure, but we apologized to each other. Ethan gave me like 10 apologies on the Oz Show, on his own channel, on my channel, on Kiwi Farms. Ethan's done it a million places. You've never done it once.
And we're all about conflict resolution.
Yeah. Here comes the brand. Here's the branding. Wait, read this one.
Ethan says, in fact, Comicsgate is a comics-driven movement. The fact that it isn't political was the problem for you, according to you.
Well, I mean, and that's another thing. To be fair, you have stated that you came to Comicsgate so they could help you fight the rainbow, which isn't about comics. So I do want some clarification.
I thought for a second I saw a few videos from Comicsgate. We're here to fight the SJWs, and Comicsgate always tried to make the case that Rainbow is not SJW, which is hilarious. And cancel
what does that have to do with comics?
But
now you're upset that it's not like in your words, comics. It's not all about the comics, which fighting the rainbow isn't.
Yeah, the idea was that comics were going through a cancel culture with me way before Comicsgate. Comicsgate go, look, there's these guys who are anti-SJW, was what I thought. And they might be a good group to hang with to help defend about it. So I got in with them, and then they started calling me a homophobe, which is SJW Rulebook 1. And I just go, oh,
and that was war campaign.
No, it was Ethan.
That was war campaign. That's who your buddy was.
First, it was war campaign. There was that tweet. I'm not going to ignore the fact that there was that tweet about Earthworm Jim homophobic. I remember that as well.
Yeah, that was. Do you remember that, Vicky? Do you think there was? With the president of CG making that statement, trying to cancel me with Interplay, I'm just going. I don't.
No, I thought at the time, and I still think that was wrong.
It's not wrong. It's SJW. It's King SJW. It's King.
Lumping all of Comicsgate.
It's literally what cancel culture
into one group and calling it a cult is also SJW.
It has a lot of operating factors that's a lot like a cult.
I would disagree.
It's just an opinion. It's just an opinion.
Yucky Gum, thank you for $2. Says nothing to add. Well, I'll add something for you. Check out the Comicsgate Variety Fun Pack and Super Asia Fun Toy. I put the link in the chat. It's also in the description.
That is, I did a great commercial for the fine folks of
and the socks are really awesome.
25 days to go, and you can get all the stuff on here for $25. Individually, each thing's $10, so you could do that if you just want one thing specifically, but get all of them, it's $25. That's the best deal. You could get the pump and squirt frog.
Well, Ethan is right. Ethan is right that Comicsgate is about comics. I stand corrected.
And you guys could get the Comicsgate socks. Vicky tried these things on. They're great, aren't they?
Comicsgate funded $6.8 million on Indiegogo last year. So to say that Comicsgate isn't about comics, I feel is disingenuous. I have the numbers.
Vicky, here's where I would separate it is. Those book sales did not have to do with the merit of the art or writing within the comics.
There are so many small creators in Comicsgate that are putting out beautiful books that have gorgeous art, some decent writing. Most of them could hire an editor, but they have decent writing.
Amen.
and deserved to be funded, and they were never promoted by Ethan. No offense, Ethan. They were never. Ethan
I only heard
they
half
probably
of that, so I didn't.
those some of those small books probably slid completely under his radar.
Sure.
So it's not about Ethan promoting all of these books.
What do you think the smaller books would have raised without CG if they're small?
I think they would have raised less or maybe the same if they had gone to Kickstarter.
That's my opinion too. Is less or maybe the same. The big difference is that it is a YouTube fandom. And the YouTube fandom is what creates the excitement and drama around the campaigns, and not very rarely the writing and the art.
But I've also seen plenty of campaigns outside of CG that fail because they don't have any sort of network of promotion. And for me, how I see Comicsgate, honestly, at this point, now that we don't have War Campaign around, it is a promotional network where people go on each other's streams, they tweet each other, they try to help each other get their books funded. And that, and it's, I don't know, is pretty freaking cool.
It is
you
awesome.
know?
We need it. There, of course, everything, everything. Like
it worked
Marvel
for
Comics
you, Doug, when you came into Comicsgate, didn't it? I'm sorry to interrupt, Ethan.
No.
That's what you came into Comicsgate for, aside from fighting the rainbow, was to help get your books funded through Comicsgate and take advantage of that same network.
Yeah, they definitely had.
That's a great point, Vicky.
Yeah, they definitely had a model down that I was very impressed with. And when I first asked Ethan, I go, "Do you think something like this could apply to me?" And he said, "Absolutely." So that's
anybody.
That's when I showed him Big Bill. But little did I know what was coming.
Yeah, little did we know. We had no idea what you were up to, did we?
Yeah.
If we had known, if we only knew that you were here to just swipe $200,000 from our community so that you could make an Earthworm Jim model book to show to the owners of Earthworm Jim in order to get the rights to do the graphic novel without having to pay for it yourself.
You're lying.
We would have been like, "What?
You're still lying." Yeah, that's a lie.
Oh, that's not what you did.
Oh, hold up.
That's pretty much what you admitted on Ricada's stream.
Hold on.
I want to read what you did. Okay.
I want to read this real quick because I actually did want to bring up that too, Vicky, about Ricada. But Super Asia Fun Toy, thank you for $5. Says Doug, we are very interested in making Bigfoot Bob toy. DMs are open. And one more super chat. Determined Sheepy, thank you for $2. Says Deus Vault never got promoted by EVS. 30K win. Hell yeah.
Good job.
But I did want to bring up the Ricada stream. So Doug, how come you felt you needed a big platform to go against Ethan? Can you explain what that meant? Because you said on there, it's in DA's video. I'll put the link to the video here in the chat. But you said you wanted to go against Ethan. What was that all about?
At the time, because Tug, was in, and I can't bring up DMs and stuff like that. Just I thought that there was some people who were against CG enough to where combined there'd be a big enough audience to stand up against CG. Is all.
But why'd you need to stand up against it?
Because it has AIDS. Because it's terrible.
Because Doug hates people with AIDS.
Because
does Earthworm Jim hate people with AIDS, Doug? Does Earthworm Jim stand up against people with AIDS? Is that what we're finding out here?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I've never heard him weigh in on it. Never heard him weigh in on it.
Oh,
Ethan, what were your thoughts on that stream when you were on that stream and Doug's like, I need a big platform to go against you, Ethan? What were you thinking?
My feelings were that Doug really resented. Like Doug has a superiority complex, and Doug really resented needing to ask for my help. He needed it.
Right.
He said he needed it, but he really didn't. I think
Ethan, I sat here and just told everyone that I called you and asked if you could help, and so if I was ashamed of that, wouldn't I reorganize that story if I was ashamed?
But you are ashamed. That's why
you didn't say that. It's that you didn't mean it. I think that's what EBS is saying.
Right, but Doug is I mean, he is ashamed of it because he's like, oh, I don't know why I was ever CG. Those people are they're just a cult. They're this, they're that, and that's you being ashamed of needing Ethan's help, is it not?
No,
maybe you can answer this super chat. I'm not gonna know how to pronounce this, but because it looks like for Nam something, I don't know. But thank you for $2. Says Doug, why did you left CG?
I already said it 100 times.
Yeah. So. Have you not been watching, guy?
Yeah.
Go back.
Well, I mean, but hold up. But answer it in this context. So you reach out to Ethan. Hey, Ethan, I need your help. Yep. Ethan helps you.
I'm trying to help you, but you keep walking over me with irrelevant super chats that we've already answered.
Sorry.
My feeling is that Doug resented being on the show. Doug did not want to be the butt of jokes, and he is the butt of jokes. When Doug shows up and behaves like Doug, he's funny. So people were making fun of him, especially Cecil. It really got under his skin. Doug got what he wanted out of Comicsgate. He looked for an exit. He found 3 different alternative ways to leave. I think he really wanted to cover his tracks. None
of that's true. That's a fantasy you believe.
Well, what was the I'm gonna burn down Indicron because of this guy, and then it was War Campaign is the problem, and then it was because Comicsgate isn't gonna fight the rainbow with me, and so that's 3 different reasons right there. Why, and they all changed.
You came around to agree with me on War Campaign.
Yeah, I did. I thought War Campaign added a few clowns that really.
Maybe if you listen to Mike Miller and I, we were saying, look, and Edwin, we're going, look like
they were right about you. Though. I mean, the problem was they were actually right about you 3. I mean, I would have loved to disagree with War Campaign, but they were like, Mike is bitter, Doug's a fraud, and so is Edwin Boyette, and they were 100% correct. It's hard to disagree with people when they're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, it wasn't until they started making fun of Anna's deceased sister and refusing to stop that it actually became a real problem. And that was more Testify HD, wasn't it? That was more Testify HD and Friends.
And Man of Sex.
Yeah.
Mike, that Testify HD guy is a real
crack smoking.
Loser. Yeah, crack smoking
weirdo.
I hear just like Zombie, he has sex with other men in his wife's bed too. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, just like Zombie. Yeah.
Hey, Mike, if you want to talk like this, why don't you come say it to Ethan's face on the stream? Also, John says, maybe if you listened to me, Doug, when I was asking for help against War Campaign.
You didn't deserve it, John Delarose, because Doug felt that you were a white supremacist. So... you had it coming to you. So Doug let that happen to you because War Campaign was attacking somebody he didn't like. Same thing basically that I did. I didn't like Doug. I thought Mike was an idiot. And when they put dongs on their faces, it seemed like harmless fun. Happened to me all the time to other people like Midnight Cherry TV who were doing the exact same thing to me. And the SWC brothers, who Doug hangs out with, do that to me all the time. Make little videos about me and memes about me. I don't cry about it. It just is. It's the internet.
Mike is really triggered right now. I double dog dare you. LOL, grow up, Nasser.
This is the thing. Like, Mike, you're 50 years old. Why are you fighting with Nasser? Nasser's a kid with autism, or sorry, Nasser. But why is this happening to Nasser by these 2 adults who are twice his age? I don't understand.
Because we're sitting here on YouTube, and chatting is part of sitting here on YouTube. I mean, if you're an adult on YouTube, you're already just goofing around. Who cares?
Yeah, sure. But I'm just saying, like, if say the cast of iCarly came in here, I wouldn't be slamming on them because I'm 47 years old almost. Yeah, I wouldn't be picking on kids.
I wouldn't care either way. It just this is trivia. Ethan, all of it is trivia.
Not to me. It means a lot to me. Comicsgate means a lot to me, Doug. I like it a lot.
Oh yeah, it's important.
It is.
Yeah.
It is important, Doug, because Comicsgate's been here going strong for 4 years. We're still funding books and selling books. And we're doing it in spite of SJWs. It's wonderful. We didn't have to go at the rainbow. We just had to find a way to do this without their interference.
No, but so far it's working. You carried their water just fine. It's fine, Ethan. It's your thing. I mean,
well, how did he carry their water? Oh,
I don't. He froze. I didn't hear what he said, or I did.
He said that you carried their water. I think SJWs.
Yeah.
Yeah, SJWs. They use the Rainbow, CRT, BLM to cancel people exactly like CG. So CG uses the rainbow. They come after you and go, "Are you a homophobe?" And that's a magic word it's a made up word that doesn't even exist.
Doug, you literally, first of all, the thing is like being homophobic and being racist isn't cool. I contend that Comicsgate is none of those things, and people accuse us of being those things, and we're not, and that's why it's worth fighting. Actual racists and people who hate gay people, not cool.
Yeah, I never.
Not
yeah,
cool. I don't think that
know.
makes you an SJW to not like gay people or to not like people who hate gay people and black people.
And that you're ignorant of what Marxism is doing in culture right now, what politics are doing to destroy.
Well, I should watch one of your 6 channels that got taken down, and maybe I'd learn something. I guess.
Well, or maybe read a tweet from Marvel every once in a while if you want to see why.
But I do. I do. I understand that. I'm just saying I don't hate those people. I don't have a problem with people because of their skin color or their sexual orientation. It's if they're SJWs. It's what they do. It's what they do. It's their actions that's a problem.
Yeah, and you can't.
So you've got a different attitude about it. You don't like people because they have same-sex attraction. I don't have a problem with people like that.
I didn't like them. That's a lie that you're perpetuating. That goes back to the
Then I don't know what you're fighting. If you look, I'm here to fight people who want to cancel people and make it impossible for other creative people.
You should fight CG.
No. CG actually, see, this is the thing, Doug. CG actually promotes people and supports people and gets their books funded.
Unless you're
in
Tim
cases
Lamb,
where,
unless you're any one of 100 people that CG has hunted, usually because they're true conservatives or conservatives Christians, from Alex Adopoulos to Doug Ernst to Edwin.
Dean and I have promoted
all of those
Tim
people
and Mark.
except for Edwin.
George.
Yeah,
I mean we've done all of
except for Edwin, we promoted all.
Doug doesn't want to hear it because he knows
I
he's
see
wrong.
people in Comicsgate promoting.
What do you mean it's bullcrap? Fuck you, Doug. You fucking I don't know things. Oh, how dare you be ignorant? Like fuck you, Doug. I promoted Tim. I promoted Mark. I promoted I promoted Alex. I've had all of those people on my channel, and then you're gonna say it's bullshit. Fuck you. You fucking
Who have you promoted, Doug? Doug, when you got 500,000 subs, who did you promote?
Nobody. Why is he here now? Because he doesn't have 500,000 subs anymore. And the minute he gets 500,000 subs again, you won't see him again. Doug is out for himself. But I mean, the thing, Doug, the thing about it is I promoted all of those people, every single one of them. Tim Lim started this whole campaign based on doing the exact same thing to me that you tried to do with Nick Rekieta.
Ethan, you have your made up lies.
Oh, okay, all right. The glove never happened. None of that stuff ever happened. That's
the bottom line is,
made up.
Look, the evidence shows
all made up.
If you
there
look
was a whole Facebook group full of this. I've seen.
If you look at the path of bodies,
of it.
If you look at the path of bodies behind CG, there's incredibly talented, competent, good businesses putting out good work, and they're doing fine.
People with ego problems, people who had a real tough time, people who listen to you are also usually among those bodies, because you gave George the worst advice, you gave Mike the worst advice, you gave Nasser the worst advice. These guys walk into rakes when they listen to you, and then you blame it on me. What am I supposed to do? Yeah,
Ethan,
you actually.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the truth. You advise people to their own doom. You appeal to their pride. You tell them, oh, you've got soul, you've got real spirit, you've got a core. You don't need Comicsgate's help because you've got a core. And then they just walk into a hole and disappear.
Look, your brand is you need Comicsgate, and my brand is you just need talent. You just need to draw and write, and you'll be fine.
There's there's plenty of people that have listened to that advice and never went anywhere.
True. I don't think it is. The problem is there are lots and lots of talented people out there, and the problem is that they're not good at marketing or promoting themselves. And you're a big Doug, you're a big personality. I don't know why you even came to me. I didn't know. I thought it was because you were in real trouble.
You don't need Comicsgate, but Comicsgate is definitely helpful to those who may need help.
No,
Like,
to those who Comicsgate, to people who are willing to kiss the ring and join the cult, and you're in. If you empty your head and your values and take on their values, they will work.
Their value,
bring you money.
Says the guy who, like, I don't know, disassociates with Nasser because he's cool with EBS.
Right.
So unless you kiss the ring or you don't, if you don't like who I don't like, well then you know you're no longer cool. That's literally what you're accusing CG of.
And I don't know what you mean by you have to empty your values and just agree with CG. Most of CG are patriots, conservatives. They love America, love God. Those are my values. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Whole lot of that now, sir. What I'm looking for are good artists and
He
good
just called
writers.
Comicsgate anti-American.
And what are you gonna do with them? Not promote them like you've continued to do?
Right. Like a stripper named Trixie brings up a good point. What did you do for Elliot, Doug? Yeah. What did you do for him?
Elliot and I have a book.
Or Elliot. There's another one.
And I wrote a comic that he's drawing.
Yeah, Elliot had a real chance of succeeding. And you again, another guy just walked right into a rake listening to you.
I'll let Elliot answer for himself. I'm not going to talk.
Well, no, this isn't about what Elliot's done. This is about what did you do for Elliot? There's nothing for him to answer. It's you, because you made this book with him, and then I think it was your first Earthworm Jim book launched roughly around the same time. And then you spent all your time promoting that, Never Doom Kicker, and Elliot's always saying on stream everywhere, he's like, this book hasn't really raised enough money. He's complaining to me in private, like Doug's not helping me. He's not promoting this book. So why wouldn't you promote it? Why wouldn't you help him?
Wait. Where did Elliot say that I didn't promote his book?
Over a phone call. That's where it was.
We saw it. I didn't really see you promoting it either.
He didn't tell me that on the phone. The deal, and so I'll take his word over yours. You'll excuse me until I hear something different. But the deal what I did for Elliot, what we did was he was going to run the campaign and draw it, and I would write it. And so I gave him the script, and he started drawing the book. And I brought him on my channel, and he stopped coming on because of CG drama. So I invited him.
Right, just blame Elliot. Blame Elliot on you not promoting the book. Like, why?
Well, that's one way of framing it. That's one way of framing it, child. But another way is I sent him 20 invitations to my show, and he didn't come on my show 20 times.
Well, you wrote the book. Am I only supposed to promote my book when the artist comes on?
No.
Child, children shall be seen, not heard.
Okay, sorry.
So Doug is saying that's Elliot's fault. So I guess that's it. Elliot, it's your fault.
Yeah, I know.
Everything that happened to you was
this is
you.
what you guys do. You're trying to blow it up into big drama. I'm only saying when someone you're saying that I did not promote the book. I'm saying, am I not promoting the book if I sent him an invite 20 times on my show and he doesn't come on?
Elliot's going to have to answer that question because I don't know that you did that, and Elliot's not here. Okay. So Elliot's going to have to answer whether or not he repeatedly refused invitations by you to promote.
Elliot, don't give these people an answer. Don't worry about
not watching.
It may make Doug look bad, and there's been enough of that tonight.
Yeah, and I really fear having you guys make me look bad. It's really.
I would be more in fear of yourself.
I'm mortified.
Because you do it to yourself, Doug.
I'm mortified.
Hey, Vicky and Dean, how right was I the whole time? Why weren't we friends sooner? Holy shit.
That's true.
Because you blocked me when I told you War Campaign was bad and then called me a bitch.
I mean, that second statement is,
well, I'd stand by the bitch part. I mean it lovingly.
Comic Book One, thank you for $2. Says Doug, I'm CG. Should I stop buying your books?
If you like my books, you should definitely buy them. It doesn't matter if you're CG or not.
Buy them. They're beautiful. Doug, great work. I mean, Earthworm Jim is really good, and Bigfoot Bill is really good too. And that was never, that was never in doubt. The stuff's great.
Yeah, they're fabulous books.
Doing my best.
Draw Counseling. Sorry, I missed your super chat. I can't find it when I scroll. I can't find it when I scroll back up. So just type it out again. You don't need to send another super chat. Type it out. I'll read it, whatever it is. Gable Pennyshot says, could you not promote his book without him?
Who? What is this question?
Oh,
Elliot.
Oh, Elliot. Yeah.
I actually did a number of shows where I would bring up the campaign, and everyone's like, "Where's Elliot?" You know, on a book, I bring up the campaign.
Really?
Yeah, really.
That's the last thing people ask me is oh, where's the artist? I mean, you wrote the book. I mean,
I put the link. My show only had 12,000 subs. I was getting 700 views. Okay, a show, but I would put the link in the description and say, "Hey, Doomkicker, link in the description." I put it on my mailing list. I pumped it, probably 100 times, and just with no response. So I just said, I think I'm going to wait on him to see what he wants to do, and I just didn't, I didn't hear anything back. So I just let it be.
Do you regret that? Do you have any regrets about that situation?
Zero.
Zero? Really?
I'm still looking forward to the book.
How many pages are done? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware at all. I'm not aware.
Why not? You wrote the book. Why aren't you aware? Do you still talk to Elliot?
I have not talked to Elliot.
What kind of plan did you guys have for this book then? Like, Elliot dry, but let's keep no contact. Let's not update backers.
No, that wasn't the plan. The plan was I write the book and I send him the script and he runs the campaign.
I understand, but when I write a book and I send it to the artist, we have a plan. We need to hit this deadline, get this much done by this day, so we can print it by this day. We'll potentially do this as a stretch goal.
Yeah, I did not run the campaign. I wrote the script. And I'm confident it's a great script, and I'm confident.
Oh, you just wrote. Sorry, I just can't wrap my mind around this. You wrote a script, gave it to one of the best artists around the CG community.
Yeah,
like a top 5 artist, and then you were just like, you're like, okay, I don't care about the deadline or when it gets finished, when it gets put out. Yep. Just you handle it all yourself. Like that. Yep. That's what you did. I couldn't imagine working with any artist, and that's the plan. Like here, you do it, and I don't care about the rest.
I mean, as an artist, I'll tell you, I never want a writer to micromanage my schedule.
That has nothing to do with micromanaging. That's like the most basic of planning is what I just told you. Just like the absolute most basic.
I didn't run the campaign now, so I don't know what to say. I gave him a script and he runs the campaign. It's his campaign.
Also, Draw Counseling, this is the super chat I missed. He said, EVS equals Johnny Carson of comics promoters. Why do people not get this? Charlie's London, which is a great campaign, you should all back it, made 40K in 1 hour. And EVS, I buy CG books. I don't have AIDS.
Think you do have AIDS. Yeah,
we'll get you.
Yeah, but Charlie's, and I'm going to give Charlie's her due. She worked her ass off to promote that book and to become visible. And do everything she needed to do before that book launched. I'm not denigrating.
And even in the face of Mecha McCheese, that scumbag harassed her all over.
I still don't understand his complaint about the book.
Yeah, well,
she doesn't. It doesn't have superpowers. That's
yeah. It's like, why would anybody want a book about Charlie?
Fucking
nuts.
Right?
Yeah,
it looks amazing. And when a book is good, it just sells itself.
I agree.
Unless Doug buries it and doesn't talk about it.
Wait, what have I buried?
Elliot.
I told you I promoted him like 100 times with no response.
That's it. I promote my books 100 times in one day.
In one show, yeah. Minus this one.
Obviously, it's never going to be enough. Okay,
it isn't. Now Elliot is stuck because he's got $50,000 and 200 pages to draw. It's never going to be enough. The book's never going to come out. So
maybe you should help him. Let's see. We got a super chat from Sfinstead. Thank you for a DKK. I think that first one should have been a K50. It says manga all the way, but CG makes me want to get Western comics again. Look at a rainbow, but I am a brute. All I can say is hoot, hoot, hoot.
Okay. That was something.
That was kind of cute.
Also,
see, we allow gays in here.
Also, here's the link for Charlie's London. I'm going to share my screen and we'll take a look at her campaign. I backed this. Believe it or not, I got the Donald cover. Me and Donald, we have our beef. He stole that book from me and all my money, but I mean, he's a good artist. Where's his cover? Oh, here it is. This is his cover. This is actually a really good cover. It's the best one out of all of them. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with this cover. He gets no money for it.
He might be a weird cuck obsessed with his wife's boyfriend's pizza, but yeah, that art is good.
Right. But the art in this campaign is beautiful. Wow. It's $26 US, officially licensed from the Charlie Chaplin estate. You guys should all go get this book. There's 3 covers. There was an update either today or yesterday. I didn't read it, but I know this book is about to print. It's about a ship. So this is coming out very soon. You guys should all go get it. It's got a 658 backers, $53,187. I'd love to see this get to an even 700 before it closes, which I think is going to happen pretty soon. So you guys should all go get that now. It's in the chat. I'm going to put it in the description right now. DA, you're sharing something. Should I add it?
Yeah. Just real quick.
Okay.
I'm retarded?
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Go left field. Out in left field.
What's the context of him saying it in that show? I don't know.
Well, it's Quantum Leap, and he leaps into people's bodies, and he has to help whatever situation didn't go right, and he's hopping until he can get home to his own body. And in that one, I guess he's in a retarded person's body. Yeah.
And he has a Bullwinkle shirt on.
It makes sense when you look at the Bullwinkle. He should have guessed right away when he looked down.
VM Ree says, Jason, Nasser did the same as Doug. He wrote a script and let the artist run the campaign, and the result was the same. Well, Donald wanted to run it. I offered to run it. He wanted to. And it wasn't like, Doug, like, here, you do whatever with it. I mean, I was trying to be involved. I was a contributor on the campaign. We set it up together, which Doug, I guess, says he didn't touch his campaign at all. Me and Donald, I mean, we were talking about me fulfilling future books, but it just didn't happen that way. Donald preferred to steal it all, but that's a much different situation than Doug. I mean, Donald got thousands of dollars out of it. All Elliot got was 100 or more pages to draw and no help from Doug. I at least helped Donald. I was the
told
face
you
of that
that
campaign.
I helped. Nasser, you're not listening.
No, you didn't help him. If he was complaining to me, that Doug's not really promoting the book, I don't know what to do, then you weren't helping him.
Yeah, I don't know why he would say that. So that's not my understanding, but he can get a hold of me.
You don't. You complained to me too about Elliot. You told me Elliot's got as many subs as Ethan does, or he has as many followers on Instagram as Ethan has subs on YouTube. I don't understand why he's not getting as many backers. He's failing at promoting.
Never said that. Never said that.
You did. I will put my hand on the Bible and swear to it. You told me that.
Well, okay. I don't know, so I'm fine.
You don't know. Magically, everything we brought up on this stream, magically you're like, well, I don't know. What do you know?
I don't remember that. I do remember saying that he has 215 or 115,000 or whatever it is people on Instagram, which I haven't looked at for 2 years. But I'm just saying, I thought
he's super talented. He's got a big audience, but the problem is he's a very quiet gentleman. So he needs loudmouths like me and you to actually promote his book, which is the point of Comicsgate. The point of Comicsgate is that most artists are shy and retiring types who are talented, but don't know how to sell. We need a Stan Lee. We need a Walt Disney.
Right.
I put it to you that I'm a combination of both and better, probably greater than both of them combined.
I think so too.
So that's kind of why Comicsgate works, and that's why it's important. And it's really just about getting these guys funded, getting their books out there. But for some reason, we've endured a lot of fucking weirdness.
Right. Mostly
a lot. Doug and people who surround Doug. People who look to Doug, people who, I don't know. Who cares?
I think we've solved a lot.
On the same page on that one.
I think we've solved a lot of issues here today, guys, and a lot of conflict resolution. We learned that JDA is not a racist. That's pretty much the only conflict.
I'm only taking his word for it, though.
1 out of 20 things is not bad. It's horrible. I don't think that we're going to get much further than this, though, guys.
I think it's a time to wrap it up. The only thing I want to know is, where is Doug Tennapel in exile now? Where is that going to go?
He's in exile to exile.
Dead as a dog. I got 6 channels buried. I'm always doing more experimental channels. Now they're like pop-up channels. I just put them up for as long as they'll last, and they get taken down.
Yeah, that's what Alex Jones does, and YouTube just can't stop him.
Yeah, you put up a channel and then they come back down if I want to communicate something. I'm on Locals under Doug Tennapel. That's the David Rubin, Scott Adams site.
Good to know. I'm going to go report it right now. You guys
Well,
with me?
Locals won't take it down.
They have a no cancel policy. So I'm good over there.
I like Niobe Comics. LOL, you are not greater than Stanley. Haha, stupid frogman.
Niobe, what?
Fucking love these people.
Niobe, I thought you said I hate CG. I hate it all. I want to stay away from it. Why are you watching this?
Get off now?
I would watch this Trash Fire
I gotta
too.
go.
See you, Ethan.
Right, see you, Ethan.
Gotta go.
Bye.
Bye. Mike says, "Isn't this Nasser's show? Why is everyone else telling him when it's over? Because why would I keep dragging it out if all my guests are like, yeah, let's wrap it up? What, you want me to keep them all here so we could all be boring together?"
It's 90 degrees in this room. That's why we're wrapping it up.
Right, but we
Nasser cares about me.
Right. Well, we got 80 people in here, guys. Hit that thumbs up or even the thumbs down if you want. Share out the link to the stream. You guys could get my comic right here, Secret Comics Presents. We did get one backer on the stream. Let's refresh and see if we get another one. This one's coming out very soon. We're going to go to print sometime next month, so you guys will be getting it in time for October, for Halloween. So go ahead and get that. And then also, if you guys want something to read, until that is fulfilled, you could also get my slasher books on Amazon. I'm posting the link right here. It's also in the description. That's a 5-book series. You guys can get the ebooks, the paperbacks, whichever version you want. And let me also take a look here at a couple other campaigns before we go.
The longest...
Sorry, I just want to take a look at a few things. I want to take a look at a few things. I'm putting the link here for the Comicsgate Variety Fun Package. So if you guys want cute toys like the amphibious android, you guys could get this. Get the Fat Uncle, not Cecil, the Fat Uncle Whoopee Cushion. You guys get an official Comicsgate membership. You can get a Comicsgate sticker. The Pump and Squirts. Watch me squirt. That's so funny.
That one's hot.
This is great. You get that. You get the Comicsgate socks that Vicky modeled. So $25 gets you all that stuff. Or if you just wanted one thing, they're $10 individually. 2 of everything's $40. So that's there in the chat and description. And then one last thing. Before we go, actually, maybe a couple things if you guys want to show your channels, but I want to take a look once again at the first wave of Cyberfrog action figures. Let's refresh and see. Yeah, Ethan gained a few backers. It's awesome. So I'm going to copy it and put it here in the chat. You guys should all back this as well. These beautiful action figures. And if you're a member of Ethan's YouTube channel, then go to the community tab, and there's a link there for members to get the secret perk. That's the one I got. But these are all really great quality, really great designs. So go check out these. So you could get all, how many figures are there? I know he's got a bunch of them, but if you get the whole set, it's, let's see. All right, yeah, it's 4 figures. You get all of them for $195. So check that out. It's in the chat and description. And DA, I see you're showing your guys' channels here. So if you guys want to talk a little bit about it.
That one's Dean's.
Yeah, I just posted it like 5 times. That's all.
Yeah, I've been posting it too. We are moving our live streams back to Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific.
This Sunday at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, we have Mr.
Dongs.
Yeah, Mr. Dongs will be joining us.
For his very first live stream, we're going to be talking the economic realities of Indiegogo versus Comicsgate. Indiegogo versus Kickstarter. Sorry. It should be interesting.
Cool. Yeah, so here's the link right here to the Dickie and Veen joint channel, and from there you could
Dickie and Veen.
From there you could find their individual channels. Now, I think it's funny. DA's got more subs than Vicky. I think it'd be hilarious if DA's channel and the joint channel both had more subs than Vicky. So let's get this channel
reality, guys.
Right.
Yes.
Let's get this channel up in sub count. Let's get Dean's channel up in sub count. If you want, I guess sub to Vicky. But we're trying to get we're trying to get the joint channel above Vicky, and we're trying to keep Dean above Vicky. Keep her in her place.
That's not even like we're trying. It's just how it remains.
The way it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And ironically, he says, "Hey, do you want to stream with me? Because you have more subs than I do."
Oh
when
yeah,
we
yeah,
first
yeah, yeah, yeah.
started this over a
Vicky
year ago.
originally had more subs, but then it
Yeah, but
turns
DA
out
took
that
all
the
the
audience
fans.
hates her and thinks
DA
that
took
she's
all the
very
fans.
shrill sounding. So.
I am.
So Vilnet says, will Dean be late?
If not as late as last week.
Does the sun set somewhere? Maybe I'll be late. Probably I will be.
Sauce is wondering if it's too late to back Creed and Unforgettable Tales. I think that campaign's still open, Sauce. So I think you could still get that. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for showing up to the stream.
Too, you asshole.
I didn't think Doug had a campaign open and he doesn't have a YouTube channel. What is
there
that?
anything
you
you
have
want
a
promoted?
campaign? I have a campaign coming that I'm sure that a whole lot of CGers will be attacking. It's called Earthboy Jacobus. It's a
I plan on
hardbound.
backing it.
Well, you should. It's going to be a fantastic, beautiful, full color, hardbound book, gold gilded edges, colors by Catherine, who did the colors on Earthworm Jim. It's over 280 pages long. This is a book, one of my favorite stories I've ever done, that came out through Image back in 2005. But it was printed in China and the covers fell off. We had to pulp half of the print run, so it's very rare. So I thought I'd add 16 pages and bring it back out. I'm doing a full rewrite of the whole, all of the dialogue bubbles, everything, because the dialogue sucked so bad from 20 years ago that I got to fix it. So it's going to come out probably in about a month. I'm going to do an Indiegogo campaign.
It's a lovely book and is being drawn by Alejandro Mirabal, correct?
Well, no, you're thinking of this one. I drew it, but I always have Alejandro
He was doing
do
something.
inside covers.
Yeah, the inside covers.
Yeah, he's my guy.
Larry says, are you guys seriously gonna just let Dean fall flat on his face like that?
Yes.
Wait, what? What did I do? What?
That's what we do. We let Dean fall flat on his face.
What? I didn't fall flat on my face. Over what?
I don't know.
All right.
But
Anyways,
we're still gonna let you do it, Dean.
Oh, Vicky, shut up with your no subs having ass. Nobody even. You shouldn't even show up Sunday. I might be late, but
you get to have a channel.
Yeah.
Anyways, Doug. So yeah, I hope you wash your hands when it comes time to fulfill that book, Earthboy Jacobus. Anyways, bye guys.